Alright, time for a Kayn beginner's guide. Now yesterday I did a Kayn beginner's guide for red form, and today we're gonna do one for blue form. I will say that I do recommend you to play red form more, because it's currently a better form and it's easier to play for beginners, but I felt that it was necessary for Kayn specifically to simply just do both forms anyway. So that's why we're doing back-to-back Kayn. This is going to be a blue form one, and yesterday was a red form one, so if either of those you haven't seen, I will link the red form one in the top comment. I'll pin it, and for the one on the red Kayn video, I'll do the same for this video, I suppose. So initially, at the first back, you want to start 50 seconds, start recalling, place the ward on your auto buff camp. The reason you're doing this is because this will give you information, which is important. This is a lower rated game, so it might not be the case, but if you're playing against aggressive junglers, which is Kayn's main weakness, so if you're playing against like Warwick, Xin Zhao, stuff like that, that will just like go for an invade on you, it is recommended to to just ward like this, so you know if you have to instantly go for a split map type of situation. Since I'm not getting a leash from my Asus here, I'll just start on Raptors instead. You want to auto attack first, and then you can group the Raptors together, so your Q will guaranteed hit everything. And you just walk up, do a couple auto attacks, walk behind, auto attack one more time, and there we go. Take E second for healing. And then we'll just do this clear instead. We'll start Raptors. There are multiple starts you can do on Kayn. You can solo start blue, do blue Gromp. You can do solo start Raptors. You can do leash start red buff. Yeah, there's many options. But you're generally always wanting to go for like some kind of full clear. Now, something to remember on Kayn is you always want to make sure that you queue into a wall if you like wherever you can, because it cancels the animations, also counts as a slight auto attack reset. So it's very valuable to just queue into a wall like that specifically, and make sure it's not a wall you can dash over. So don't do it here, because if you dash over the wall, the camp will reset, and that's not going to be great. So that's generally what I would recommend you to do. As you can see right there, it saves a little bit of time, but that time can be extremely important, so it is quite valuable to do something like that. Now we take another point in Q here, because it's the fastest clear speed. And then we'll move on to the wolves. Just get E over here, clip the turret so you can get to the next wall. If you don't clip the turret, you're not going to get to the next wall, and this just speeds up your clear. Missed one small wolf with a Q there. Okay, just going to kite this down. And then we're going to pick up the blue. We're going to Q this one time. And then we're just going to instantly walk towards the Gromp. Auto attack it once, walk back. So you can see the blue doesn't reset. And then we're just going to double camp it. You can, in the wall here as well, use your E for a quick 100 HP heal. And keep queuing into the wall to reset your timers. You don't want to smite here, because it's actually better to hold smite for scuttle. If you solo start like this on your Raptors, it is slightly less efficient, so you're going to go over your 315 clear speed. But it is, if you don't get a leash, it is pretty viable to do this when you're starting on top side. Now here you just smite to get rid of the shield, because you don't have any other way to get rid of the shield, and then you just WQ. Clear this real quick. Diana has 16 CS the last time she was seen on the map. I'm going for bot lane right now because they're overextending. Not sure if I can even make it there. I might be able to cheese this Zyra. There we go. Quick cheese on the Zyra. I'm just gonna try to run. I might die to misfortune here though, to be honest. Okay, didn't die to misfortune. Beautiful. Alright, so a couple things I do want to talk about after that initial clear is the mythic option for Kayn. There are two choices, which are the Prowler's Claw. Even though it got nerfed, Prowler's Claw is still a very solid option, or Gore Drinker. Both are fine. It is kind of whatever you prefer. There are ways to play around Prowler's Claw with your runes to play for Prowler's Claw, which is what I did here. You can kind of just want to take Ingenious Hunter to reduce the cooldown increase from Prowler's Claw back to kind of what it was. And if you do that, then Prowler's Claw is very viable, and I do personally think that Prowler's Claw is the most versatile and most effective thing to pick on blue Kayn. So that's why I go for this setup. But if you want to play with Gore Drinker, that is completely okay as well. All you will have to do to adapt in your runes is simply just take the Relentless Hunter instead of the Ingenious Hunter, and then you can play the same thing. But then you will have the Gore Drinker setup for you. I would not recommend doing Gore Drinker into a lot of ranged matchups, because that generally hurts a lot, and that is not recommended. And yeah, so that's up to you. Both mythics are fine, but just know that if you're going for the Prowler's Claw mythic, I would highly recommend you to pick up Ingenious Hunter. If you're not going for it, you don't need Ingenious Hunter that much, but it's really good to have that cooldown reduction on it. Now, pathing wise, this game, you see I started topside. You have to identify whether you're playing blue or red form Kayn, where the laners are and what form orbs you want. So if you want ranged orbs / blue orbs, you need to clear towards champions in lanes that are ranged champions. So in this case, the enemy bot lane. That's why I started topside and I'm clearing down. If, however, you are looking for red form Kayns, red form orbs, you want to clear towards champions that are melee range. So that would be a situation where, okay, die a lot. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna just walk over the wall here. She probably won't see me anyway. That's one. Just keep auto attacking her. Don't use your ult. Always want to hold your ult until they flash or dash away. It's preferred, especially early on, because then you will be able to do the most damage. I can help this push this out, so it gets in the turret, and I come back again. Basically, just have this sequence going towards the lane that has the champions in it that you want the orbs for is the main thing to take away here. Now, multiple build options for this blue Kayn as well. I would recommend you to do whatever you're doing with either Gore Drinker or Prowler's Claw. Go Serrated Dirk or Iron Spike Whip. They are the same price, depending on which mythic you're going into. If you're going for Dirk, it's a little bit better in the early game than Spike Whip, but Spike Whip does give you slightly more clear speed, so that is something to keep in mind. Either way, you want to just build that first into CDR boots. CDR boots are amazing on Kayn, like absolutely amazing on Kayn, because they increase your clear speed and they reduce the cooldown, like high cooldowns, like your E, for example, so you can get over walls much faster. Just overall more clear speed, more mobility across the map is very nice to have. So just do Prowlers or Iron Spike Whip into your mythic, and then from there on out you can kind of just build the blue Kayn way. So you can do, if they have shielding, you can go for Serp Fang. If you need like spell shields, you can go Edge of Night. You can go Ghostblade as well. Ghostblade is pretty good, but only if you're not going running Relentless Hunter. So if you're going for the Ingenious Hunter build, Ghostblade can be a viable pick to just give you the move speed still. So do keep that in mind. They are just hard going in mid lane. Interesting. Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna keep the same pace. Just keep it very simple, but show you how effective it can be. So I'm just gonna full clear, like, top down the entire time until I get my blue form. And blue form, at that moment, we're gonna start to pop off. This is where blue form Kayn becomes a completely different playstyle to red form Kayn, which is what I'll show you in a second as well. They might do dragon here, actually. Would they? Yeah, okay, they did. I couldn't contest that, really, because I don't have any mid or bot lane priority, so there's nothing I can really do. Gonna smite this, quickly kill it, and then move up towards bot side here. My blue is up, but I think I can get a gank off here. Potentially. It's pushing towards the other side. Since it's pushing towards that side, I'm just gonna clear this plant, do blue, and then potentially look to gank after that. I just need one more gank to effectively get my blue form here, which is what I'm looking for. The only thing I'm looking for, really, so yeah. There we go. And they're probably gonna walk up here, I would assume. I'm just gonna wait for the wave to catch up here a little bit. I just need them to get, like, somewhat close. Zyra walks up here. Fiddle walked back. I should have waited longer, but waiting for that long is also quite annoying. His ward just died. I'm just actually gonna do this, because I think I can just kill the Zyra. Is that enough blue orbs? It is. Beautiful. That's all I was going for. Something to remember with Kayn's E interactions when you're in fight situations is as soon as you E into a wall, you have a limited amount of time to actually press your Q, like to actually hold your E to be able to go through walls. So it's important that you instantly EQ if you're in combat. Right, there we get blue form. I took the fight specifically to get the blue form stacks, to get the blue form to be able to now pressure the map heavily, so that's what we're going for. All right, here we go. I have a lot of move speed as well, so we're just gonna charge at this Trendemir real quick. My Yasuo went there as well. Can still catch up. I hope he has ult. He doesn't have ult. Okay. The reason I hoped he had ult is because I then was allowed to be able to catch up still. Alright, now we're just gonna speed this up real quick. Because as blue Kayn, you just want to pressure the enemy team. Look for kills, pressure them as much as possible. So I'm just quickly gonna clear a couple camps, wait for my laners to get back on the map here mostly. And then we'll look for something. Auto attack group. WQ, instantly kills. Pantheon's gonna go for the mid lane turret here, so we're just gonna go for this gank. And we're gonna go over the wall. Hold your ult. If you don't need to use it, you don't need to use it. But if they flash or dash away, then you want to use it. And now we're gonna do blue form game thing. So we're just gonna look and scout like this in the enemy jungle. See what camps are up, see where we can find them. Doing this camp's too risky, by the way. Simply because the enemy bot lane just based and they're gonna walk outside of base. Even if the Diana is topside, it is too risky to like get caught out there by the enemy bot lane just randomly walking back to lane. Potentially scouting that my E would be like on cooldown potentially and I just have a problem. So that's not something I'm looking for. That's why I'm not doing that camp. Instead, I'm just going to clear Gromp and Wolves for a second and then wait for maybe mid lane or my bot lane or their bot lane, sorry, to get back to potentially look for a gank there. I do also have to keep in mind here that I do have enough gold for my Prowler's Claw right now. So yeah, I see a gank going on mid lane. So we're just going to clip the turret so you can clip this wall to actually run down. Pathing is very, very, very important in this situation. You have to know where the... Alright, I'm just going to smite this, Q through it, and then we're going to walk up here. You have to know how far your E can go. So auto attack. Okay, he just instantly left. That's fine. Nasus didn't pressure for a fight, which is kind of the main problem there. If he just started pressuring for a fight, pop this ult, pop this W, and just ran at him, that would have been very effective. So we're gonna just hit this now. I'm gonna press recall. I can't do this because Trendemir has too much pressure on the Rift Herald. So what I'm gonna do now is just get my Prowler's Claw here. And we're just gonna charge at bot lane. Because at this point, bot lane is a very, very easy kill. As you can see, I'm kind of dropping my pathing efficiency for this. Because hunting kills on this form of Kayn is a little bit more efficient to get yourself a lead than anything else. Is he actually gonna go for my red? He's not. If he was, then I would instantly move there instead. It appears that there's fighting on bot lane, so I'm just gonna go move up here. W. Oh. Okay, ult. Good. But yeah, that's a perfect example of why Prowler's Claw is so insanely good and why I highly value it on Kayn. Because the positioning I just got off Prowler's Claw there allowed me to make that happen. Also, combos for Kayn. If you want to use Prowler's Claw in your general combo, I would recommend you to W lead Prowler's Claw Q. Because if you Q, yeah, you can also Q Prowler's Claw. It will guaranteed land your Q. But you can do W lead Prowler's Claw auto attack Q. It's a very general good combo. Or you can do W lead Q instant Prowler's Claw. That will also work. And then your Prowler's Claw or your Q will basically guaranteed hit. No matter if they flash or dash away, because Prowler's Claw always follows dashes or flashes. So if you do time it right, then that's something you can make use of. That's another good reason why I really like Prowler's Claw and why I think playing with Ingenious Hunter is very good, because it reduces the cooldown of Prowler's Claw by a hefty amount. So yeah, makes it more usable. Alright, right now we are almost level 11, so we kind of just want to farm that out as soon as possible, which is what I'm going to opt for here. Yeah, they're heavily pushing top lane. I have to kind of hurry up. I should still be able to... Actually, I have to go mid here. Builds, wait out his W. Auto attack Q. W. Beautiful. He ignited me as well. You really have to play it slow and weave in as many auto attacks in your combo as you possibly can. It's very, very crucial because your passive does a lot of damage and you have to make sure you use it properly. If you're just using your abilities, your damage will be much, much lower, and that's just really bad. That's something you definitely want to avoid at all costs. I'm just gonna do red buff here first and see if the Trendemir would still walk up towards my Nasus. It doesn't appear so. I have quite a lot of gold, so I'm gonna back here instead. Now, in this case, we're going to look at their team. Do they have any shielding? They do have some in the form of Diana, so it could be worth it. But in this case, Edge of Night is just better. So we're going to opt to build Edge of Night right now. Because having the spell shield against a Pantheon stun, or a Zyra E, or just like, yeah, mostly those two to prevent me from like running up or whatever. It's very valuable to have that spell shield in this game specifically. If they do have a lot of shielding, like a Janna, a Seraphine, more shielding built into their kits, it's very, very good to pick a Serpfang in this slot as well. But since that's not the case, I can easily just go for the Edge of Night right now. Pantheon's gonna push mid again, and we're just gonna hunt him again, look for some kill opportunities. If not the case, then I could just take the wave instead here. Make sure that I get some of the farm. Now, currently, I really need to look at the map. Because right now, you see the bot lane situation, sorry. They are very far pushed up. The enemy team has a Pantheon, so I have to keep that in mind. He can instantly ult there. Trendemir is going to walk here as well, so we're just instantly moving towards bot side to kind of safeguard them a little bit. I just kind of messed my combo up there. That's my bad. Click on this guy to see his ult timing charge. Okay, there we go. Same combo still applied there. You want to just Prowler's Claw Q. I didn't do it perfectly there, so my Q didn't get, like the second Q didn't guarantee to hit the Misfortune. I pressed my Prowler's Claw slightly too early for that Q to work, so that's my bad. But you initially there, you just walk up, W auto attack. You can W Q Prowler's Claw, and then that would work to guaranteed hit it. But yeah. So we clear a couple camps, and then we can instantly look towards going back towards the bot lane. I barely didn't make that wall. You see the Diana running there. I have my 5-second cooldown on my E, so I can just sprint over a couple walls here to try to get to this Diana in time. It's going to be like here, I would assume. There she is. That's what we're looking for. And you're just looking to hunt. You're looking to look for those priority targets as much as you can. Okay, missed that one. My ult was still on cooldown, so I wasn't going to go risk dive that if I miss my W. We can still do this. We just go back. There, that's the combo you're looking for. W, Prowler's Claw, and then Q. This is basically a guaranteed hit. And now we can just into the wall. Walk up here again. Look to see if we can find like a Pantheon here. Clean hit. We're just running because the Zyra's there as well. I can't do Krugs because, I mean, it's too risky with the Zyra and the Pantheon there, but I can opt for her Raptors, so I will. And then we could technically hard punish her for taking her, and take her topside as well, but in this case the bot scuttle is up, so I prefer to take that. And then I'll probably back into Dragon. I'm gonna quickly base and then run for the Dragon. I should be fast enough, but I have 2k gold, and I'd rather spend it before I actually fight the Dragon. People will not pressure Dragon that heavily most of the time if you're playing towards like lower elos. I should build this and get a... don't have enough money for control ward. Okay, that's fine. But yeah. Alright, now we're just gonna go for the objective, go for the Dragon. You also want to just look at the map. Okay, here we know Trendemir just used his ultimate, so that's gonna be like a 90-second cooldown, which potentially allows me to one-shot him. And we see the Zyra on mid lane right now, so I might be able to like cheese that out. He's walking towards top side, so I will instead opt for like the Dragon play here. Right, with Kayn, you ideally want to wait for your Q combo with Smite combination. Alright, she's just doing that. That's completely okay with me. I messed that a little bit. Okay. Okay. We're looking good. That didn't... oh my god, you got so lucky. I can still catch up because you can E-wall here and then barely clip this. So walk up there. I got third range stuck. You're kidding me. No, okay. That's my bad. I actually did not expect to get stuck. That must have been a max range Zyra E. That is rather unfortunate. Damn. But yeah, this is like, you really want to hunt for those skills, and this comes with a lot of knowledge about map situations as well. You want to be there to back up your teammates. You want to be there to punish enemies that will walk outside of position. And yeah, it comes a lot more skill ceiling with this champion, or this form of the champion as well, because blue Kayn is much harder to play than red Kayn. There's like one misstep, like you just saw. I misstepped slightly into turret range. I'm not that tanky. I got rooted once and I instantly die. So all that stuff is something you do have to keep in mind. I did die right there to the support, which I guess isn't the worst, but it is a Zyra, so it does make that a little bit less great. But yeah. He's actually... No, you're not getting my blue, buddy. Also, something I want to talk about with Kayn. You can opt to go for the... what is it called? Is he actually going to grief me now for this camp? Interesting. Okay, so mana sustain on blue Kayn is something that is kind of a problem. It can be fixed in multiple ways. It can just be fixed by taking blue the entire game, which is probably the best option, best solution to fix that stuff. Right. Because that doesn't require you to specifically build around it, but you can also opt to build a tier in your build and go for the Muramana setup. That is also viable. Or you can take Presence of Mind in your runes as a secondary tree, but I really like having Transcendence and Gathering Storm for the extra damage and cooldown reduction. I'm just gonna wait out his ult, basically. There we go. You can use your ult to stall time, which is very, very valuable. As you can see right there, Trenimir can't hit me for the entire duration, so it's pretty worth for me to just wait out with my ult there. It's a pretty low cooldown as well, since I do have a lot of ability haste stacked up. So, yeah. And you can queue like that into walls if your E is about to time out, so you can still make it into the next wall. This helps you a little bit with your mobility across the map if you're barely not going to be able to touch certain walls. It is a very viable option there. My team is heavily overpressuring mid lane right now, so... Because Fiddlesticks was in base, Nasus was running towards topside, and both the Misfortune and the Asus decided that they wanted to go for the mid lane play there. So that's not that great for us in that situation, and I'm also not going to support that, because I want to play smart enough since I'm worth quite a lot of shutdown gold, and it's not worth dying if my team walks up like that. So next item in this build, we're going to opt for Shirelias here, or Shireldias, however you want to pronounce that. And then we'll move on to... I guess I can get a Ghost Blade in this situation, honestly, for some more mobility. It's not that bad. You can also get a Guardian Angel. I think I might still do that potentially just to save my shutdown a little bit better in like risky situations. But a Ghost Blade's definitely good here for some extra mobility. There are other options you can have as well. Just like any burst item, any damage burst item. Or you could like having, for example, the Muramana in this situation would be perfectly fine as well as a build option. So that's completely up to you. Let's push in mid lane. Really what I'm looking for now is anyone that walks out of position, like this Diana, for example, right there on bot lane. And then at the same time, I want to punish Diana for, like, I want to punish her by taking her camps the entire time. I think that Diana might be here somewhere. Is she already back? Must have already based. Okay. But right now, I just want to look for her jungle camps. And then I want to punish anyone that walks out of position. So anyone that solo walks, anyone on any side of the lane. Like the Trenimir on top lane right now could be a play, but the dragon's going to spawn in 26 seconds. So they need to be careful on bot lane. Alright, there we go. I have to keep my mana in mind here. Dragon's gonna spawn in 10 seconds and I want to main the objective. Now another thing, big thing here is that I'm almost 16. So before I take the fight, I'd rather either take the dragon for the level 16 or I want to take my Gromp at least still and play around that level 16 spike. Because every level spike is generally the spike you want to fight on. Right. Dodge, look for the play. That's a little bit annoying. Oh my fucking god. Dash in the wall, and we're just gonna start running now. Have to be careful. Dash back. Heal up. Clip him there. Perfect. There in your ult, you want to wait out as long as possible to stall as much time as possible and then pick the correct dash. Your ult has quite a long range, so it's pretty worth it to... we can Nasus ult the Baron. Please. He can literally just ult Baron.
An enemy has been slain.
If you can just ult Baron, please. That's so much extra damage. Please use it. Nasus ult does percentage HP damage when it ticks, so it's really, really good for him to use it. We need that extra clear speed. Because they could contest it with like a Pantheon ult here still. He's not using it. It's not great here, but I think it's not going to matter too much simply because the enemy team isn't reacting. As long as I make sure that I don't get the Baron debuff, that he has the Baron Gaze debuff, we should still have enough clear speed. But it would have been much smarter for him to just use his ultimate there, because it's better clear speed wise, because it's going to die much faster since it's a lot of percentage HP damage. So yeah, just something to keep in mind. I'm gonna go Ghostblade here. You can also opt, if they have a shielding again, like you can still opt to go for a Serpfang in that slot as well. And yeah, now I'm just gonna opt for a blue real quick, and then we're just gonna go back to the hunt. I need this blue buff, thank you. Again, blue is very important on Kayn. Extremely important. You have a lot of mana problems. So in a little bit longer fights, having the additional mana sustain is massively good. Alright, we see mid lane. Just gonna walk up here, clip this turret so we can chase this misfortune. I just need to ult. I just need to be allowed to ult. Thank you. We just dash out this way. E over the wall. W. Q. Smite. Beautiful. That's just now we gotta clear a couple camps and use my E through some walls to heal myself back to full. I can also use my red buff for this. This was not up. Ult's gonna be in 25 seconds. Ult has a 44-second cooldown at the moment. I only just realized that my Ghostblade was on the wrong... Actually, is it on the right button? I just... whatever. Alright, he didn't expect my burst, so he didn't ult. That's good. And we can clip this wall, and then this little wall. Okay, he wasn't gonna go for it, so we just cleared the wave. There we go. In this case, I might as well back, I think. Yeah, no, never mind. I'm just gonna leave. I need a BF sword. Where is it? There we go. I might as well build a red bolt here, actually. I think the game's gonna end quite soon. So, right here, I'm just gonna use my Ghostblade out of base. It's not that long of a cooldown. I also have the item ability haste, so Ghostblade is slightly better because of that as well, because you have a lower cooldown on it. Clear this, and we're just gonna pressure back onto the... Pressure back onto the map as soon as possible. Move across here. Q into the wall so my E doesn't disappear. And now we're just gonna look for another pick. Is the ideal thing. Like this guy, for example. Oh, never mind. He dashed away. I could have potentially killed him there, but it's the Trendemir, so I have to be a little bit more careful. I'm just gonna do this. There we go. Look for any openings. Make sure to use your ult dash properly, because it's a very, very long range dash. And yeah. I mean, that's basically it for Blue King. You see a playstyle difference here. You want to just like hunt the map a little bit more, pressure a little bit more into the enemy jungler, because you do have that extra added kill pressure. But apart from that, like, the early game is fairly similar. It's just you pick the range champions instead of the melee champs that you're going to clear towards. And that's about it. If you guys have enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the thumbs up button below. Helps me out quite a bit. If you'd like to see more videos from me in the future, hit the subscribe button as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.